it's connecting. So we are live. 10 waiting now.
All right, my dog got something outside. Hold on a second here.
All right.
Damn dog. Oh, I forgot I got my earbuds on. You can hear me. Give it a minute.
If you're here, say hello. Say hello.
I can't see anything. Anybody here?
Yeah, you can't see the comments coming up.
Uh, I need to. I need to see those. There's new comments will display here, but
Hit
I see.
look on the left and on the right side where at the bottom. So we see where I say chat.
Yeah, I see Bookie Gardner. You look on the left where it says chat.
You see the comments coming up now?
I see one person, Bookie.
Okay. Well, they coming up. You see him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Squires. Okay, that's a familiar face. What up, those Squires? Mike Ferris. Mike Ferris until okay. So give me sorry, y'all. 7:02. Give me a couple more minutes and I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Our part is already done, so I think a lot of you guys, if you're on second shift, I think a lot of you are on break. I don't want to take up too much of your time on break. Um, so if you guys have any questions, please feel free to type them in. I guess there's a time delay. It probably take a minute before it show on my screen. But if you see the question, Chris, can you ask it?
Yeah.
Chance, are you gonna, Chris?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, would you
Can you
ask
hear
the
me?
question because you're gonna see it? Yeah, you're gonna see it before me. There's a
Okay.
time delay here.
All right.
Um, so let me get to it. Greetings, everybody. I am your former president, Keith Crowell. At approximately 10 a.m. this morning, I received a call from the director, the assistant director, and the servicing rep, and they told me that uh, Reason being that uh, they get a lot of calls, a lot of complaints to the servicing rep and to the regional office. And since we've been in administratorship from February, about 7 months, they haven't seen much difference, much change in our local. So he goes on to say that uh, it's time for the local to go in a different direction, and it's time for changes to be made. And for changes to be made, we have to start. You start at the top. Now, with that being said, I'm at the top. I specifically ask questions like, if there's something that I've done, if there's something that I did that was out of line, it's not, uh, in line with Constitution, bylaws, anything like that. No explanation was given other than changes got to be made, and we got to go from the top. So, at 10 a.m. today, I was removed from office under the administratorship by the administrator, Tim Smith. Um, I'm not really. I got mixed emotions about it because I know that I did the best I could with what I had. Since I've been in office, it's been an uphill battle. Um, at every turn, I really felt like it was me against 5,000 people at some point. But as time went on, we got through some rough spots. We made some changes. We finally got a verification in place. Um, we we was trying to make a all inclusive local where we can try to get new people involved and send new people off to different conferences so they can get involved and try to spur some things. Um, so I have no regret about my terms. I did the best I could. I could definitely hold my head high. I did the best I could with what I had. And if you ever come to a union meeting, that you know what it's like, especially being in my shoes, that everything was a fight, everything was an uphill battle. Um, I know people want to ask about other people and who else was removed. I can, but I don't want to discuss other people. If they want that to be known, want that to be out, I leave that for them to tell. But I'm more than willing. It's about me and my removal will become it's it's official Friday. I will no longer be the president of Local 276. I will return to the plant. Um, being under administratorship is hard. It's hard because everything you do, you have to get approval for. And when you have to call up, get approval, and then they also have to deal with the complaints because people don't like the direction that they're going in. I guess it gets pretty overbearing for them to deal with. Um, Nonetheless, though, I've been dealing with it for 2.5 years. We are 7 months into this administratorship, and within those 7 months, I believe I see changes. Now, change comes slow, and when you got to shit this big, it takes a minute to turn this joker around. This is a big shit. Local 276 is a big local, and change don't come overnight. But I um still love the union. I believe in the union, and I will continue to support the union. I'm gonna fight like hell. There's a lot of things I can say now that now I'm not president, and I'm I'm gonna let this subside some before I really clear the air because I don't want to speak out of anger, but I'm going to clear the air, and I'm going to make some things known from the top down. As is once said by some people, fact check me. I got the receipts. You can read it. I got it. So But I'm not here to discuss all of that. Um, I'm a little in shock about this decision, but considering the circumstances, I believe that uh, I do have my faults. I think I came at things trying to turn a lot of things around at one time, and that didn't sit well with some people, and that's okay. But we got some changes done. Um, Chris, I can't the comments. I can see people name and look
Hmm.
like they saying something, but I can't see what it is that they say.
I was
Are
gonna
they
put it
asking
up. I'm
questions?
just waiting on you to get. I'm waiting on you to get done. Are you ready
Oh,
for
okay.
comment? You ready for comment?
Oh, yeah, that's cool. We'll get to it
Okay.
because I know
Uh,
people on break and all that.
all right. Let's see. Aisha says it'll be back to the same old BS in there. Um, they need to cram out some folks, but not you. This is crazy. Uh, Keisha says, "Can we can vote you back in, right?"
Okay,
And this a few people asked that. Can
okay,
we
that's a
vote?
good
Can you
question.
rerun?
Yes,
Can you run for office again?
yes, I was assured that I can run in the next election. I was told that I can run. They will not penalize me. They will not keep me from running in the next election. So I will run again. I, that's where I stand with it. I will run again. So as of Friday, I am being replaced by Damone Stanley, the second vice president, the former recreation chairperson. Damone Stanley will be the acting president until next election.
Okay. Well, I think a lot of them are basically asking, um, "Will you run again?" So somebody says, "Well, run." Aisha says, "We run. We got your back." And
Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it. But I'm gonna say this. Yeah. Um, there's a phrase that's dubbed the loud 50. And I think I like that phrase. The loud 50. And here's what matters most. If you guys want to change this local, change the culture at this local, y'all got to come to the union meets. I appreciate all the support that I can get. I appreciate the floor holding me down. I really do appreciate y'all a lot. But if y'all don't come to the union, to y'all don't come to the union meetings and raise your hand and vote, that loud 50 going to win every time. They're going to win. They're going to win it every time because most of them, I say about 80% of them, have to be there because they either elected and appointed. They have to be there. Secondly, if you're not there to vote, they make the decisions for you.
mhm.
I'm bound to the membership. I'm bound to the votes. I'm bound to the votes. There's no way that we should be in an administratorship over some damn bylaws because the membership didn't want to vote simple bylaws in. They were simple, non-complicated, simple. Add a period here. Open up for standing stand, standing nominated as opposed to having to meet. They were simple. It was directions that came from international saying you have to vote the bylaw, vote on these bylaws. They refused to. They refused to do it. They made the bylaw changes. So international made the changes. And that again, I really do appreciate you guys holding me down on the floor. But to make an impact, we got to make these votes count. And I'm not saying you got to make it every meeting, but with with the very important issues, we got to make those meetings. So yes, to answer the question, I am running again. I am running again, and I'm gonna fight my ass off to win again. And they and the rumor has it that I was running for chairman. And then next thing I know, somebody writes a bylaw to say that says for you to be a chairman, you have to be for you to be a chairman, you have to be a committee man, or alternate committee man for 1 year. Somebody actually wrote that bylaw and turned it in. Do you know if they pass that bylaw that that means only 100, maybe all the committeemen, past committeemen, and alternates and past alternates, they the only ones they can run for chairman. I can't make this shit up. This is some Donald Trump shit. Somebody actually wrote that bylaw and turned it in. They're going to read it in Sunday, next Sunday on the 14th. Y'all listen to those bylaws as being read. Listen to them. Y'all won't vote on them. Y'all vote them at the next month.
Yeah, I better be at this next meeting.
It's it to go this far with it though. This is it's sad. It's sad, and we got to have some accountability. We got to have some accountability. You know what I mean? If I got to be accountable for my actions, I got to be accountable for what I do. We all need to be accountable for what we do. Every leader in the room, everybody. But I'm okay. Now it's coming up. The last one I got, they keeping the loop open. Do you see that one, Chris? Is that the last one?
Hmm. Yep.
I'll be there with the popcorn. Well, yeah, they're gonna they so I don't know we can expect a lot from this union meet. They just gonna read bylaw. They got a big agenda. It's gonna be a long meeting. They got a big agenda. They gotta read in 15, they gotta read in 15 new proposed bylaws.
That's all the
Um,
more reason everybody need to be there. I don't give a
then they
damn
gotta
what you got
post
to do for Sunday or whatever. You need to be at these meetings. If you ain't coming to the meeting, shut your pie hole.
then they gotta post those proposals for 30 days. That next union meeting is when they vote. That's the one you got to be at. You got to be at that one. You got to be at that union meeting. But I can hold my head high because I know I did nothing. I know I did nothing wrong. I stood on business. I, we we did things by the book, and I was fair across the board with everything and everybody, and I made sure and I worked my ass off for it to be more inclusive. A more inclusive, meaning that new people got invited to go to attend conferences, to attend meetings, to get invited on different committees. We just not supposed to have an election for the committees. I don't know. Since I'm out of office, they may put that on hold too. I don't know. Um, we had a big turnout for people that wanted to sign up to get on the committee and make an election of it. I mean, and get involved in the election. Big turnout. Big turnout. That would do our local good. That would do our local good because the membership get to vote who'll be on the committee. Let the membership speak. When you have a, oh, I'm so glad I can speak freely now. When you listen to me, when you have an e-board that appoints the chair and the co-chair of the committee, think about this. The e-board appoints the chair and the co-chair of the committee. The, that the chair and the co-chair of the committee can run amok. That's why you don't have no identifiers who's on the committee. That's why you can't tell who's on the committee. That's where your cliques come from. That's how your cliques are formed. That was a problem. And the National saw that that was a problem. So everybody stands nominated to be on a committee. You just got to come over and accept your nomination now. So you got to identify who are your committee members. They're going to fight that and vote that down too. They're going to try. They're going to try. The upcoming election was big because everybody had an opportunity to get involved on a committee the Democratic way. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. The next union meeting is yes, it's September the 14th. Any questions? Give me 1 second, y'all. I have to read these comments. You guys know I'm not that tech savvy. Uh, yes, I can. I can rerun. I will rerun. Um, so it was an honor. It was an honor and pleasure serving you guys, serving the membership. I've learned a lot. I've learned when I tell you I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot. Um, I learned a lot about people too. Um, I like the job. I'm not much of a politician. And I apologize to the membership for not being much of a politician. I believe in the union. And I believe if you pay your union dues, this is your union. Everything is equal in here. Everything is equal in this union. I believe in that. That's the union that I come from. I believe in having activities. If we're going to spend money, let's spend money on the majority, not the minority. I don't believe in spending money on the minority. I'm a stickler for that. I'm a miser when it comes to when it comes to union funds, and it baffles me. It blows my mind how we have some officers who are eager to spend money on the few. That's boggling to me. It will get fixed, I'm sure. But the last 3 months, the last 3 or 4 months, we've been in a negative. We bring in about 400 some thousand a month. We overspend about 100,000 in the whole the last 3 months, about 100,000 in the whole. We're going the wrong way. I'm on record saying this at the e-board meetings. I'm on record saying this at the membership meeting. You got to feel me saying this. We're going the wrong way. But only people that can make those changes are the e-board officers. They got to pay attention to how we spending money. There's no way we should spend more money than what's coming in. It's no way. And the membership got to pay attention. You guys got to listen to those numbers. Read that financial report when you come up there. You guys got to read it. And you guys don't see it. I know you guys don't see it. We have to do something about that where the membership can see what's being spent and how it's spent because you got a voice in that. You have a voice in that. Um, you have a voice in who runs the local. You have a voice in your standing committees. Use your voice. We can complain all day, but nothing is going to get done. Nothing to get done if you complain all day. If you guys elect somebody to represent you, elect a soldier, that soldier needs y'all to stand behind him. He do. He needs y'all to stand behind him. And if he going in the direction y'all want him to go in, y'all got to stand behind him and vote. You got to come over to the hall and vote. And we talking about one Sunday out the month. Well, I'm not saying make every meeting and all that. Sit there 3, 4, 5 hours and all of that. Yeah, it's a lot of fighting at the union hall. It's a lot of bickering. But now that I'm removed, I guess it should stop. So that's a good thing. Now that I'm removed, it should be peaceful. It should be. Um, I've been through a lot, been in this position. I've been through a lot. I've been dragged through the mud, overturned elections, had to do election committees over it. I get scandalized letters put out on me, nothing but lies in those letters. I get you name it. I've been through it. I'm the most embattled president yet. I'm still standing, still trying to move forward. But the best hand I was dealt was to be removed, which for me, the explanation just don't quite add up to me. But I accept it. If it's for the membership, and maybe the membership can get into a better footing, and if removing me can change the culture of the local, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But we got to make some progress. No, Jonathan, I didn't get voted out. We are under administratorship, and the administrator can choose to remove. He can choose to remove officers as he deemed necessary. As he deemed necessary. That's for the local. Can you reach out to the region to put you back in place? I doubt. I think I think Tim Smith pretty much made his mind up. I don't know. I don't know how that will work. I don't think I don't think he can. I know he can remove people from office, but I don't think he can put people in office. So as it stands right now, I'm out of office. Not for me to get in office, I have to be elected. So I don't know. But the next step for me, I go back. Back to the plant. I go back to the plant and work. I miss the plant. I'm gonna tell you. I don't know. I don't know what it is about the fear of people going back to the plant or going back to work. I come from the line. I done got used to that line. That line don't bother me like that. But you'd be surprised. A lot of people are afraid to go back into plant and work. A lot of people feel like when they come out of office, some of them feel like they got to go to a Doc 46 job, or they got to go to a cushy job or some shit. That's baffling to me. I've never been scared of work. I don't know. But nah, I go back. I go back to the line. And we go back on the floor and we see how it works out. But it's not over. I mean, just because I got removed don't mean that I'm still gonna be at the union meetings. I'm gonna call it how I see it. I do like the fact that I can speak a little more freely now. You know, when you're president, you gotta watch what you say because you represent a membership. You know what I mean? But it's a lot of things I want to say, and I'm gonna say it. I promise you, I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna back up everything that I say. I think the president would be Damone Stanley. Yes, I'm going back to Stanton. The president is Damone Stanley. He will be in place as of Monday. He will be the president. He's currently the second vice president and the formal recreation chair. So the second vice president is now the president, Damone Stanley. That being said, This shit is mind blowing. This shit is mind blowing. Why they skip over the vice president? Thought it was in order. Um, well, okay, so they removed the vice president too. I said I wasn't gonna speak on nobody else, but I don't know their reason for removing the vice president. You know, he got involved in all of this, but yeah, I was removed and the vice president was removed. That's why Damon Stanley is the second vice, and he's now the president. Jonathan asks, "Why did I get removed?" I got re- I got removed because since we've been in administratorship, for what I understand, the culture hasn't changed. There hasn't been much change at the local. They're still getting a lot of calls to the region, a lot of complaint calls um, to the region and to the service and to our regional service and rep. He gets a lot of calls about things, and uh, and because of that, in the last 7 months, no changes, which I believe is a lot of changes has been made. I believe progress has been made. Um, you can't turn this ship around overnight. That's to me that's an unrealistic expectation. But okay, um, but because the changes hasn't been made to their expectations, then it was time for them to remove me, as they see, which they have the authority to do as administratorship. Article 12 of the Constitution gives them that authority, as it was spelled out in the administrative hearing that he has. It was stated in that administrative hearing that he has the right to remove officers. So here we are. And if you got to make a change, as I was told today, you got to make a change. You got to start at the top. I'm at the top of the food chain. So here we are. Who over the recreation committee then? I hope not a temp. Ooh. Yolanda Twine. Yolanda Twine is the co-chair of the recreation committee, so I'm sure she would be the chair now. Hey Jenna, it's okay. Comes with the territory. We knew that when we got an administratorship, it can happen to anybody at any time. So, and I can hold my head high because I know I did all I could with what I was working with. I did all I could with what I had, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And if I get in this election, when I get in this election, and if I'm fortunate to win again, I would stand on business again. We got to make our union inclusive. We gotta, if we're gonna spend money, gotta spend money on the majority, on the masses, by having more activities. I saw a post today. Somebody made a post about how they used to get the park and do things at the park, and all the food was free. And they used to have the carnivals and everything at the Union Hall. That's what they did at 31 and 5960. They used to get a park and do everything at the park, and everything was free. They came from a inclusive local. That's that's what I know. That is what I know a union to be. And that's what I was striving for. And I'm going to continue to strive for that because everybody pay union dues. And everybody deserve to be a part of their unions. Nobody should feel like they outside of their local. They feel like they outside of their union. Nobody should feel that way. And everybody should have a fair opportunity to get involved. And I will continue to fight for that. And I will continue to stand on that. That's I gave my membership transparency. I gave my membership accountability. I gave my membership communication. I try to do lives to communicate and keep you guys up to speed and everything. Yeah, I gave it my best. Here we are. Or anybody have this is my first. This is my first union with fractions involved. So anybody have any more questions? So I know you guys gonna hear a lot of rumors. I, I heard some crazy stuff, some crazy stuff today. And yeah, no. I was removed. I was removed today for the lack of change. That was the explanation that was given to me. Um, if if we if I if they give me another explanation sometime in the future, then shit, I'll share that. I'll share their explanation with. I share that too. Um, I'm not ashamed of failure because one thing about failure that you learn from, it's the best lesson. It's the best teacher. But I'm just trying to find a silver lining. I saw somebody made a post that said that it was due to the lack of leadership, and I got offended by that. I got offended due to the lack of leadership. There's no leadership if you're going in the wrong direction. There's no leadership when you're on a cater to the when you cater to the minority and you leave the majority out. That's not no leadership. And I don't know where that kind of thinking come from. You're not a leader if you only cater to to the minority. You're not. And being a leader, you know you're not gonna make everybody happy, but you're gonna try. And you not get everybody, at least get half. That that should be the lowest you get is half. But you got to stand for something, and you got to be fair. And people stop thinking that people are dumb. Stop acting like people can't read. Information is right there on the phone. People can pull up a constitution. People can pull up a bylaw. You should hear some of the shit that some of these so-called leaders tell people. Stop. And you call that leadership? Yeah, man. But again, I appreciated the opportunity. It was my honor, my pleasure serving Local 276, the membership. It's been a great experience. I'm coming back. I will. I will get in the election. And now that I'm not president, I can run for anything. I can run for anything. I can. All right, everyone. I wish you all well. I see some of y'all Monday in the plant. Uh, you got any questions? Feel free to call me. Is this a new platform? I don't know how to sign off on this. Not everybody.